Hello, 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 all you wonderful, beautiful people. Welcome to Gangelized Treasures. Today we are doing the haul video from when we did the live. If you haven't seen the live, you actually have to go back and look for it in the live section. Because when you're at the thrift stores, a lot of times they have the music on. And so it got a copyright claim on it. But you can't go live if you're not there the times that you're there. So we did find some amazing things while we were there, and not only was Manda with us for going to the thrift store, but she's here in her dinosaurs to help us with the haul.
I think I found most of this stuff.
Yes, I think you did.
I have a good eye for what is vintage because I grew up when vintage was happening.
When this vintage was happening.
What's now currently considered vintage, I grew up when that was happening.
Well, stuff I grew up with now is antique.
When I was a kid, I grew up around what now is antiques with my grandma owning a shop. So mom likes to take and look at every single thing, which is fine because you never know. I tend to be a sharpshooter and just go pick things. So these are the things that I picked.
That we looked up. We looked them up while we were there, and that's part of the beauty of the live video. You actually make sure you turn the volume up so you can hear us because there's noise and the music going on. Oh, look, he didn't go with us, but he's here now. But there's noise going on. But you get to hear our thought process and what we talked about, how we looked it up, what we looked it up against. Hi, baby. What are you doing?
So you're talking to the camera. You have to love me. He does this when we do our Whatnot shows, you guys. If you're not following Gangelized Treasures on Whatnot, you're missing a lot of puppy shenanigans because they hear us talking and then they think they need more attention. So
and then they're just like, here I am.
It's gonna keep happening, and this isn't the only one.
So
you want more puppy content?
I think Manda's gonna start with the cookie jar as soon as she gets done with the puppy. But for those of you that are new to the channel, this is Mac. This is my. I am his emotional support person.
Human.
Of course, yeah. And that's about how we roll. Gangelized Treasures. We are on the hunt for things that are vintage and antique. We have changed our model. We used to be able to just go pick up stuff that was cute, that we knew was vintage and it would sell. eBay is now swamped with items. Like you go look up an item and there might be 4 or 5 million.
2.5 million listed, and you're like, well, never mind.
And you're like, okay. So now we are switching to trying to only buy things that have a higher sell-through rate. If you need us to explain that, drop a comment.
It's math. You won't like it. It's math.
I think we explained it in the live video, but this is what we got at that show, and we're going to talk about why we got it and what we think we can sell it for.
We got it on the live. So this is Mrs. Fields vintage cookie jar. There's actually 2 separate compartments in here because of, if you know Mrs. Fields, they're about that big. They're little snacky cookies. She's got a little bit of like actual wear and tear.
Little chippies.
Little flea bites off of there. I think the worst one is there.
What did you say it was? What year?
I think it's 1982 or 1983 for this one. So for collectors, this is kind of iconic with the red dots. For some people, do their whole kitchen chicken. Some people do their whole kitchen apparently Mrs. Fields or just red and white. So it has a 2-week life cycle. We've already sold it. I accidentally sold it.
Probably for a little less than we could have gotten for it, but
we might do an episode just called "Don't Let Manda Help."
No, it's called New eBay Beginner.
I don't want to be an eBay beginner. I don't want to be on eBay. I thought I was doing a good thing by trying to list things really quickly. I was adding things to the Whatnot show in Mom's shop, and I was like, oh, this stuff is new. Let me just add it to eBay really quick, not knowing that I was logged in as myself because I had been looking for specific things for me because I'm a specific shoe size and they don't make the kind that I like anymore. So now I accidentally have 6 things listed on eBay. Please don't look it up. I don't want to be on eBay. As soon as the things sell, I'm going to be done with that because I have an entire vicarious eBay to live through.
But one of the
this
easiest and most often mistakes for eBay as a beginner is you list it and you just go through and click through and try to get it done, and it sets it as an auction.
It starts everything as an auction starting at 99
A lot of them set it. I have some that started at $6.19.
So this sold for $10 and they probably paid more than that for shipping. The person did, but I have to go double check and see because the specifics didn't look good. It thinks this is 18 inches tall, and I'm like, no. Anyways.
So it probably should have sold for a little bit.
Maybe more like 12 or 15.
A little bit more than that.
But we're happy it's going.
But it gets it out of the way. In fact, she said, do you want me to cancel? I'm like, no, just ship it and get it out of the way. Because we have a big garage sale coming because Gangelized Treasures may be going through a lot of changes.
I think everywhere's going through a lot of changes. There's so many small businesses that are just shutting. A lot of what's going on in the world has people rightfully worried, and in some cases maybe operating out of fear. And the first things to go is discretionary purchases like luxury stuff or vintage collector stuff. So it makes sense to keep pivoting, but this pivot for Gangelized Treasures might be even harder of a pivot and be away from many more categories because we're all over the place. We're about to show you a cookie jar, a coffee cup, a camera, a caboodle, and a lamp. And they're all from literally different eras and different trends and different everything, and that's fine except for nothing has sold for a long time. Like, 2 or 3 things are kind of going, but it's the practical stuff. It's the jackets, the shoes. It's stuff that people need and want to live, and maybe not necessarily. The vibe of Gangelized Treasure has always been we're going to find what is treasure to someone, and we're going to see stuff for the treasure that it could be to someone. This could be a lovely gift to somebody's auntie, grandma, whoever, and that's why
they had one.
And that's why they bought it, because it was $10 plus shipping. But if it was on there for what it probably was worth, it might not have moved like that. So it doesn't mean forever, and it doesn't mean we're gonna stop having a bunch of different random weird everything.
We just have to have stuff that's gonna sell.
We are gonna tighten it up quite a lot after the art sale next week. So
and whatnot may change too. We'll have to see. Restable needs to be a game.
Whatnot has not been a fun place for mom's shows. I don't even like helping because I know how much energy I put into hosting a Whatnot. Granted, I'm reading, so that's different. But
you're still there, and you
still try to interact with everybody and say hi and welcome everybody and ask them what they want and like be the hostess with the mostest. And to me, I filled in for Mom's last Whatnot show for jewelry, and she usually does great on jewelry. We only sold one thing, and we were already both exhausted, but it was just like, I don't like seeing Mom go through an hour's worth of hosting.
Well, it's the 2 to 3 hours ahead of time trying to get the show ready.
There's
and
that.
Then the hour of not happening.
Maybe it hits us differently. To me, the hour of being on and being like, welcome to Gangelized Treasures, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, hi, Cookie 243. Like, that is draining AF, especially when there's no sales or nobody even really watching and replying.
Because there were supposed to be people there that were at the last one that a lot of people there
that were supposed to have bookmarked and come by that they wanted to buy amulets last time and they didn't this time. So Whatnot is a complete big question mark. Changes are coming, but we have no idea what changes are coming to Whatnot.
There was one reseller who's on YouTube, and if I said the name, y'all would know, said that they could start another Whatnot channel and make it. And I was like, do it. but don't have your face on it and don't have your
Right.
name on
This
it.
is a person with a very well-established following from other platforms, and they were unfortunately sounding a bit braggadocious of, oh, you could start from nothing and make it on. Okay, come on over.
I've been on a year, and Amanda's been on 2 years.
Come on over.
We still have shows that I don't have anybody.
I still only have like 700 followers somehow, with all the traveling and in person that we've done, and all the people with all the business cards.
And
we've never had anyone cash in our in-store credit, so
set him down.
Whatnot
He's
is
getting prancy.
Experiencing.
No, maybe Whatnot is being flooded too with.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people exactly are on as sellers. But there's just a whole lot going on. Just a whole lot going on in life in general. Y'all know.
We're always going to tell you. We're not going to ghost you.
We got some stuff going on.
Gangelized Treasures isn't going anywhere.
But it's just maybe changing, you know. I've thought I would like to upcycle clothes. Or I would like to refinish furniture.
Have something with like a creative input.
Yeah.
Where you have a relationship with the item instead of just
Rip.
research.
Rip's right here at my feet. I tried to move a
bumping my rug right now.
So we will still be here, but things could change. And again, all of you that are new to the channel, stay tuned. We're going to continue the haul. Those of you that are subscribers, we appreciate your patience. We are getting more and more information and diagnoses about, do we call him Terrence?
I don't know what you call them on your YouTube. This is we've had YouTube for congratulations on a year on YouTube, everybody. It was about this time, August. It'll be about August.
I've been on YouTube longer than that. I was on YouTube in Hanover.
I thought we shot our first one in Arkansas.
No, the first one of you and me. I started in Hanover. I think I've been on YouTube 2 years.
So she's been doing YouTube for 2 years. Yeah. I've been doing Whatnot for 2 years. And we're both like...
It's like, wait, where are we going? And there are a lot of sellers on Whatnot that are leaving just because even people that have 5,000 and 6,000 and 7,000 followers.
The support sucks, or there's drama between sellers, or the events suck because they're like, hey, come do this promo tomorrow. And all of us are like, hey, we also have day jobs. This is our side hustle that we're trying to use to survive. So the boys decided it's playtime. So Crystal Clear Downloads isn't going anywhere just yet either. I'm finishing the year as is before I make any changes, and then we're gonna see about that.
Yeah. So what's next?
Donut worry. Donut cup.
I don't think we actually got this at this store.
Yeah, we did. It's on your retail therapy from Manchester.
From Manchester, episode. But these are from the live. But anyway,
you need to see a cute donut cup today. Some of these are like a certain kind from Etsy that lists for $25. This one is kind of a knockoff kind. It looks like a Pottery Barn special edition. Somebody's kid made it, so
they painted it. So it's the only one with a green handle. It is unique.
Hand painted. If you're into kid art, if you're into donuts, cute. And it actually is round, and it actually goes.
It actually has. You can put
both sides.
So this was one of those that I picked up when I didn't have Wi-Fi and I couldn't check anything.
It's so hard.
But I actually bought it for Whatnot, and we've had it on 2 Whatnot shows.
So there's like a couple bucks in it, and we're expecting like $12.99 because the fancier ones are like $24.
10 to 15.
10 to 15. I almost got scammed on eBay. eBay sent me a message and said, "Don't ship this item."
Well, they hadn't paid for it. You wouldn't have shipped it.
So the person's username was text_me_ at phone number about this item.
Answers. Text me, ask me answers or something. Okay.
Yeah, and eBay was like, "Don't do anything. Don't touch it."
That is also one of the beginner mistakes. You will have scammers.
You get scammed.
You just look on there and sold. But then there's nothing. And they want you to just ship it and not.
Or you get people who demand a return that they never got your item, and the post office says that they did get it, but it doesn't matter because it's their word against yours, and you pay out of pocket for it.
Or you can't find.
And you're out the item.
So always get your receipts at the post office.
Always get your
There are other sellers that say don't. But it has saved my butt. It has saved my butt multiple times.
I mean, I only lost $5 in an action figure, but
And we lost Marvin the Martian.
I learned. So don't worry.
We may still try to go to the post office and see if we can figure out where it went. The next thing that Amanda found, because she's going to talk about it, because I really don't know about this.
This is a
You know,
Polaroid
this is
camera.
so cool. This is so cool.
So this is a vintage analog Polaroid camera. It's in the
Polaroids!
case.
How many of you remember Polaroids? How cool they were when they came out.
This is a Dine Instant
Look at
close-up
this.
camera Model 4. And it has all of the flash and lighting accoutrement
And the case.
and the case, which
The
is
only
really
thing we don't
important.
have is the
We
manual.
don't have the manual or the
Unless
top
it's-
fuzz that goes up there, but you could probably get top fuzz easy. This was used in the mid 80s for dental close-ups for proofs, for people to get bridge work and the old-fashioned braces. However, some people use it for close-up work for like art and sculptures, and then there's got the cool slide with the darken and lighten. Most people buying it on eBay are buying it as a collector's piece for being a photographer or being into photography history.
So when we looked it up, there were. Look at that. Look at that.
I saw the case and I was like, I recognize that weird gray color. That's equipment. Like I saw this and I was like, that's some kind of equipment. I want to know what it is.
Yeah, that like if you see an old
I saw it
typewriter,
from
you're like,
across
oh,
the
that's an
room.
old typewriter. Or you see the leather, you go, oh, that's an old makeup.
Like this kind of handle, I was like,
Suitcase.
I want to know what that is.
Yeah, the handle's a giveaway too.
So it's got a 68%, 69% sell-through rate.
11 listed and 11 sold.
No, there were 16
16
listed,
listed
and
and
11
11
sold. So there's 5 sitting there.
So the difference is how much money we can get. What's the difference? What between low end and high end? What if I just had the camera?
If you just have the camera, I believe it's
It's gonna be 75.
75. There are other fancier ones that have the top fuzz is just that like bubbly.
The same gray stuff?
Yeah, but it's got that like egg carton-y shaped cushion it.
Yeah.
And they have the manual, and those fellas run $215 to $250. So we're just a little bit below the high end because we have I don't know what this was,
I'm thinking 199.
but we have the
189, 199.
we have the light correcting lenses and the original chain, so we have a lot of the accoutrement. So I'm thinking 200-ish, 175 to 200 with a fair wind.
Yeah. You want to move it?
And a real customer, not a text me.
And we paid $2.83 for
We
it.
paid $3 for it.
$3 for it, and we're gonna turn it into 200.
Because they thought it was junk.
Cause like, oh, it's just this old case.
Just an old case or just an old camera.
And we were at, this was actually at Goodwill.
So this is a 2016 Caboodle large black diamond super makeup case. It does
Whoa.
this.
Okay.
It does this. And it has the original keys are still attached as if they were never used. Now, this was used. There's a little makeup stain up here that to me looks like the white for a French manicure, and there were unfortunately some fingernail trimmings in the bottom that I cleaned out and sanitized. However, look how good it is.
It's like in perfect condition.
It's
except
like
for that
somebody
one
played
little-
with it once and that was that. So these,
This is like one of those professional ones.
I thought it was a large, so when I did
think
the
it's a
research, I don't know if I was wrong.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell the
There are
difference.
mediums and larges, and the pictures look the same, so I might have to like measure the dimensions. If it is a large, it has an extremely fast shelf life for when it sells. They go from $30 to $40, but this one is in excellent condition. With the keys, you could lock it up. What kind of makeup you got that you need to lock it up, girl?
if you're an actual makeup artist and if you're taking this somewhere on a train or a plane or something and you got to ship it through, you want that sucker locked. Makeup is expensive.
Kind of like me as a chronic illness person having a medicine safe
Makeup
when I travel.
Expensive.
We paid $5 for it. It's got.
And we should get 35 maybe.
I don't think we know the sell-through rate because like the mediums and the larges are all mixed in on there.
Well, and also on this, it says there's 200 listed, but the 200 includes pink, silver, tan, striped, polka dots, plain
it's
black,
different colors.
bags.
It's different
items
that are just called caboodle, even though this is the black diamond.
The little purple ones that we used to put pencils in.
Yeah. So even though this is the black diamond, it just has everything caboodle. There's some things I'm like, it's so specific and it wants all the details of all the boxes clicked to add more to the description to enhance your listing, but then it globs every caboodle in existence
like,
together.
I only want black. Why are you giving me pink and purple?
So I wish I could give you a sell-through rate. However,
they sell quickly.
They sell once we get it up, I'm not expecting to have it in 2-3 weeks. So goodbye.
And now the big one.
The big one.
If you haven't seen the live, you probably should go. We found something. You probably should go watch that. This is our piece de resistance. This is a vintage Westwood.
It's a vintage Westwood Industries brass portable lamp with the large shell Capiz shade. This is shell Capiz. I have no idea how they make it.
It's stiff, but it kind of looks like material.
It feels plasticky.
But yeah, it feels kind of like mica or something.
So the top is missing the decorative knobby.
The finial. The shade itself is worth $100.
The shade needs one of the arms soldered back in place. These, there are stores that are just refurb stores that do take mid-century pieces and fix them and make them perfect and beautiful. If you're, I don't know, for historical houses or collectors. So the ones that are perfect and have been refurbed run up to $250.
We spent $15.
We spent $15 for it. The top is a little bit broken. The bottom has some age to it.
But that's expected.
It doesn't have a patina, but it has these little like spots. I don't know if those are going to polish and go back to how they should be.
And I talked about this on another video, but I'm going to talk about it again.
You can see the type of plug
Here, just pick it up. Look at the plug-in. This little guy is the same size on both sides. This makes it vintage, just because.
So that was before your 70s, before.
Yeah, because one side now is bigger than the other. Also, I can look at it and just look that it's brown and just tell that. Or if you find one that has cloth, it has a cloth covering and it has these that are the same size. It's probably vintage in even older.
So
that's a quick way how to tell.
Our bottom dollar, the lower end that these run, because it does need repaired and we're not lamp experts.
I think we can get that done. I think we can find.
We can probably fix the top, but with it being a little bit aged or whatever, our bottom that we're looking at is 85 to 90 because of how rare the large ones are to find intact. Like Mom said, this by itself, once that part gets fixed, is 100.
Well, I'm looking at because I think if it sells together, I think we could sell is between $200 and $300. If we divided it up, I don't know if we get 100 for that and 100 for that.
The shade is more rare because it's very brittle and breakable. I don't know if you guys can see the little. It's also very flexible because it's brass. You can literally move it around, but you shouldn't. But you can literally smush it with your hands and it'll move around. It's very, very soft.
So I'm not too sure about shipping it.
So the shade is extremely desirable for those people who give a crap in the world about brass lamps. I don't know what era it was.
I mean, if somebody messaged and said, would you sell the shade? I would sell the shade separately, probably be $100 for the shade, and probably $25 to $35 for shipping, because you're going to have to double pack it.
Dear God.
Things that are breakable, what I do is I
put that box
pack
inside
them.
of another box, mail that box to myself. No.
Well, not quite. I completely wrap it, put it in a box, wrap that box, and put it in another box.
And put air cushions.
And air cushions are all
because
throughout.
we want it suspended in
everything.
space, so because we know.
But even if you mark it fragile,
For those other friends who've shipped things before, especially when you use the good old United States Postal Service, if those fools have shenaned once with your shit, they will shenan again. And it seems like they're out here playing
Soccer.
English rugby with some of my shit.
I had one that came smashed. The whole box.
I've had like a glass vial of like holistic drops that was just in an envelope with nothing, and it came smashed in pieces. And I was like,
I had 2 bottles of tincture, and they literally just put them in a box, glass. And you think I'm not going to call you and tell you that one of them was broken?
I understand that the Postal Service is suffering, and I understand that everybody in shipping gets shat on by society. And I also have to ship things myself to my customers, so the double wrap is not a knock on
And would definitely.
anybody.
And I probably overdo. I literally
Better
write
over than under.
fragile, please handle with care, and thank you on every side of the box. Hi, how you doing, Miss Press? Huh? This is Sophie. You smelling? What you smelling? You smelling because it rained? So, this is one of the biggest, best hauls that we've ever done.
Jealous butt.
The last thing that I remember that I bought that I was this excited about that sold really fast was the vintage Christmas stuff I found last fall. The elf sold. What was the other one? There was an elf and something else that was vintage that sold.
Oh, there was some ugly troll baby.
The troll baby.
Demon baby thing.
Squizzy's here.
Hi, bud.
There's his nose.
I told you they get jealous. They all want to be on camera.
And those sold really fast. And the troll sold on whatnot.
The troll sold live. Somebody was like, how much do you want for it? I don't care.
I was like, okay.
Did you just tell them the top dollar from eBay?
Yeah.
And they just bought it.
Yeah. So $25. Okay. Like I spent like $5 or $6.
I was like, get that ugly thing out of my house. It's haunting my basement. Get it out.
But when I saw it, it's one of those you see it and you know.
That it's vintage.
Yeah. The other video that I put up was part of. Hey, that's her. Calm yourself down. Go on. Was part of retail therapy in Manchester, and I wanted to put up the second part because I like the furniture. I wanted y'all to see the furniture. I don't even know whether I found anything, but that video went up last week. This video hopefully will be up.
What are you doing?
he's leaving.
What are you doing?
He doesn't like a whole lot of stuff.
What are you doing?
Will be up this week, and my goal right now is one video a week. And then our next one after this, are we going to call it the Thrifting Challenge? Or the Manda Challenge?
So it's Guys Grocery Games meets Goodwill. Goodwill Grocery Games. I don't feel like I came out very well in this challenge.
Well, the challenge was to find. The challenge wasn't to get sell-through rate.
The challenge was for me to do my thing as a sharpshooter and just go bring mom pieces, and she got to sit on a couch and post up in a, what was it, it wasn't a St. Vincent de Paul.
I think it
It
was.
was a Savers.
Savers, that's where we went, Savers, because we hadn't been there before.
Posted up
And
in
their
the Savers.
Savers are usually a lot bigger.
One of their couches, and I just brought her stuff and she researched it. Unfortunately, we ended up with none of those things.
Spoiler alert!
None of the things.
Supposed to tell the spoiler alert.
They were all vintage or collectibles. However,
But we learned a lot. And one of the things that we also do is, like, when you're looking up the Mrs. Fields cookie jars, look at what other cookie jars sell for a lot of money. I was looking up, not the lamps, the cup, maybe it was the coffee cups. I was looking up the the coffee cups. It's like, okay, well, what other coffee cups, sell for a lot? There's a coffee cup that's from a specific ceramic company that's dark brown, and they sell for like $60-something. So he's announcing that there's a squirrel outside. Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the comments. We read everyone. We learn a lot, as you know. I'm still kicking myself
Try to get back to you
about that red telephone. If I find another one, I will find it.
The only comments we don't answer are the mean ones. So if you don't get an answer, you're a poo-poo head. Get off my mom's comments.
We've only had one. Somebody commented something about that I didn't look nice or something. My teeth or something like that. But
some keyboard troll.
Hey,
you don't look nice on the internet. That's how they feel about themselves, people. That's a projection.
But thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And last thing before we sign off, Amanda's going to tell you about Restival. Restival.
Okay, I'm actually really excited. Mom put me on the spot. Well, I don't know why people from the YouTube care.
They should come.
You should come. So Restival is like Rejuvenation plus Festival put together. These there's actually a lot of these events popping up. It's been in the zeitgeist for a while. I actually know people who aren't connected to Restival who used to talk about
being able to do it.
Being able to do something like that, like
a resort getaway.
Like a resort, but also like a revival, but also like not religious, but also like
there's somebody over there.
Really positive and about healing and coping skills and everything.
Yoga and trapeze?
There's a lot of aerial yoga artists, trapeze artists, fire dancers, sword dancers, art installment live art artists, which is a huge, big deal, by the way. And they don't pay those people enough usually, but here they do.
The headliners you were really impressed with.
So the headliners are people like Enzo, Porangui, just like all of the like ecstatic dance, tantra, techno, Coachella, Burning Man. These are like international level people, the headliners, rightfully so. The jams go from like 6 p.m. until 1, 2, 3 a.m. after a full day of workshops and events and vendors. So
how big is this thing?
Astro Valley Park is 200 plus acres.
We're not in the total 200 acres.
We are going to be in Healer's Village. I'm going to be reading crystals and leading workshops.
They told us from where we park, it's a 20-minute walk.
To get to our booth.
To get to
from
Healers.
Bonus parking. So this year they have day passes. So if you want to give it a try, if you don't want to go like camp out and do the whole
4 days.
Forest Hippie Festival thing for 4 days, they have day passes and day parking for the first time ever this year. So I'm really excited. You should definitely come try it out.
Did you say something else new was something for kids?
So they have Family Village. They've always had Family Village for people who want to do it with their kids. And then there's specific workshops just for kids. And then there's workshops like mine for parents and kids or just inner child work with adults. This year, the new village or space or aspect is going to be a sobriety village. Whether people need a sensory recovery room because they had partaken in something and they don't like how they feel afterwards, or safe spaces for people who are seeking sobriety but who still want to enjoy festivals. They have social workers and psychiatrists and actual like healers and shamans who are well versed in substance abuse recovery, which is where I started out my first therapy job, that are just going to be there and just going to have open spaces for our sober friends or for our friends who are trying to be sober at the festival. So I think that is amazing, and it speaks to the character and the mission of the founders. I don't know what's happening here. Long story short, come jam in the forest.
Come jam.
Reconnection Festival 2024
in Astro
Valley Park is in hour outside of St. Louis.
South.
So if
South of Arnold.
if you're in the St. Louis area-ish, think about that day pass and come see us.
End of May, beginning of June.
May 30th to June 2.
Okay. Thank you so much again. We love you all.
The longest announcement on earth.
We appreciate each and every one of you.
It's also going to be the longest event I've ever done.
Yeah, it's 4 days. Pray for us. It needs to. Romana needs to keep her voice, and we're still on camera. And we need to have a gangbuster
Thousands
sale.
and thousands of people.
We need
So
to- we
I'm
need
really
to-
excited.
We need to sell out, and that she has enough energy to do her workshops. So, thank you all. We love you. We will see you on the next one.